Which so here I actually sat down, bro, and I redrew this. So this is the first one, obviously with Mr. Fire Iceman, and then I redrew with a different power look.
Yeah, I don't see you yet.
Really?
Really?
Says I'm live.
Oh, there you go. You just popped up. And I can hear you, so.
Good.
All right, then now it says you're live over here as
Good,
well.
good, good.
So I'll be flipping back and forth between them.
Good. So what I'm hoping to get complete accomplished today is we're going to ink this, and I might put the little color on it, but I might do that off stream as well. Now that I kind of have a good idea about the colors and all of that kind of stuff, it won't be such an issue. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
All right.
And
And
sometimes you have to do a couple of sketches. I mean, I've told people repeatedly. I mean, I have so many different people that I talk to that like do artwork. Like sometimes you don't get a character the first shot.
yeah,
And it takes you a couple times to figure them out. And I'm like, man, when you watch like some of these artists that are getting ready to take on like a new book, you'll see like they do like these, the character sketches of the same character over and over and over and over again until they're like, yeah, I think I've got a feel for how I feel about this character.
exactly. Exactly, Joe. So I shot this over to Iceman, and he did like it, so he's digging it. And I told him that I would throw in a little extra. So I'm using an O3. I might actually go into it with an O5.
I actually, when I do mine, I always end up like starting off with an O3, and the O3 is almost like a kind of like one of like just sketching them to get rid of like my pencils and stuff like that, and then I go back over with an O5.
Yeah.
Especially in my heavier areas, because I'll use the O5 and the O3 to give me like varying kind of like
line weights.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yes. And then I actually will then go through with a 0.1, and I'll do a different line weight with that one. But typically that's like around like the much larger areas on the outside border and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And I think what I was, so I might have had a 003 actually, which is why it seems so small.
Welcome in, Huff. It's nice to see you.
Huff, 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 man. Thank you for being here, bro. How are you today?
He said the great one's in the house.
Yes, sir. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for being here. It's always good. I'm going to do, so Huff, I want you to message me someone that you want, and I'll do a headshot of them.
He says he's doing good. Just got done watching Mike White Robot Show.
Mike White. Oh man, I didn't know that he was live.
And Brandon Intentional just popped by.
Brandon, how you doing? How you doing?
Huff says, I would like to see Doom drawing you did.
You'd say you would like to see Doom?
Doom, yeah.
I actually just did a digital drawing of Doom because I was sketching a little bit before the show. You want to see him?
Yeah, absolutely. And Brian says he's doing very good.
Good, Brandon. I'm glad that you're here, brother. Let me show you. Let me show you my Doom.
Yeah, we're doing pretty decent, Brian. Here you go. Here's Iceman now.
All right. So look, I was doing a little sketch of Doom. There we go. The man of the hour. I'm glad that you're here, Iceman. We're not icing. We're inking up your piece right now. So my goal is to ink it Thank you for the share too, Brandon. Thank you.
Huff says that he likes the 3x5 card you have, but that's one. That one is awesome. Also,
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the 3x5? Okay, I got you. I still have that too. So if that's one that you dig in, I'm gonna send it your way.
Huff says awesome. Yeah, I'd like that one if that's cool.
It's more than cool, brother. So, Iceman. So we started off rocky yesterday, but then we got it together, and then wouldn't you believe it? Like something just went wrong, and I walked away unsatisfied with what I felt you deserved, and I ended up actually just redrawing the piece. And I redrew it because I felt like no matter how I looked at it, I couldn't get over the power effects. You know what I mean? It was the power that got me. Yeah, bro.
I said when he left, it was dope.
Yeah, it was dope. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was really proud because I really fought through it and I really put in the effort and energy. And then wouldn't you believe it? Like I said, it slipped away. It slipped away from me. And I said, you know what? He deserves better. So at the end of the day, I made an executive call and I decided.
MySpace says he's causing problems as always.
I don't think it was a problem, but I definitely felt the challenge. And I was just like, he's got to get what he wants. I want it. Because let's think about this practically, Joe. Say that I'm working for Marvel and they want something in particular. You know what I mean?
All right.
I got to be able to do it. I got to be able to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, as frustrating or even dare I say a little embarrassing that something like that could be, especially when you're on live, I'm grateful for it because not only is that a learning opportunity, but it helps me build up my confidence because
yeah, and I mean, honestly, you did it on live, but you did it with a bunch of people that honestly have probably done the same, thing that you've done, so that they recognize, like, this is just something that everybody has to grow through.
yeah, and I felt like, man, I was proud of myself. However, I couldn't get over the fact that it didn't end the way that I wanted it to end. So having said that, like I said, I made the executive decision that I was going to redo it.
Yeah, Iceman says nothing to be embarrassed about. You power through it, and Brandon says he loves that. But yeah, I mean, we all like looked at something we've done and been like, boy, I know for a fact I could do better than that.
Yeah.
And again, exactly what you said. I mean, when you start off with for example, like with a company like Marvel or DC or something like that, and you're like a newer artist, you're more than likely going to be having to eat crow for a while, and do something to somebody else's standards before, like you make a big enough name for yourself that you can say, hey, I think I have a better vision of what you really want.
I'll tell you this: D Graves don't eat crow for nobody.
It's a little gamey.
I don't get butt naked for nobody.
I said you'll always be your own worst critic.
This is true. Except Joe, because Joe, believe it or not, he's kind of a jerk. He's
I can be.
he's a loving jerk, a jerkonymous, but he's a jerk nonetheless.
Yeah. I mean, you send me those sketches and stuff like that, and usually the first thing I tell you is like, man, I can't wait to see what you're doing. I mean, the stuff your kid's doing is great.
So, what we're gonna do today, I want to ink. I want to ink this because I like the colors that I used, and I like the way the ice looked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I felt like I actually did really good with the ice effect,
Yeah.
and I want to kind of try to recreate that. So I did the same pose because, like I said, I wanted to fight through it, but I also added some changes.
Did you use a reference for that pose?
I used the reference, yeah,
Was it
but
was it that one blurry picture of the Sasquatch going through the forest?
no.
No, I'm kidding you. I'm just.
Oh, there you go. There you go
Okay.
again. But I mixed two references.
Right.
So
And hey, that's the best way to do it. You're not really stealing or anything like that. I mean, I have seen a lot of people say if you're going to kind of like use references, that's exactly what you need to do.
because there's a few things specifically that Iceman wanted. So I had a few references for that because, mind you, I'm not familiar with this character. This is his favorite character, but
Well, Hub says you should send Iceman a Frozone and tell him it's Iceman. And then Iceman then says, make it your own. And Brandon says, I like this, man. Keep doing it.
thank you. Thank you guys. You guys' support, it means so much. Especially since I'm still working through getting.
Brandon tipped you, just so you know.
Did you? What you trying to get, Brandon? You trying to get something, aren't you?
I'm seeing favors. I'm seeing favors here. Digital favors.
um, what was I saying? Um,
He says, nope, he just here for the support.
that's right, man. This is what I'm telling you, Joe. Look at this. I never got tipped on YouTube.
No, that's facts. So on YouTube, Jaden the cat is there. He says hi.
What's
Gaga
up?
is there.
What's
Gaga's there. She's making all kinds of emojis, like Armalite staying dope.
Armalite?
Armalite says, I don't know anything about the first surfer. Well, that's good because guess what? He's not drawing the Silver Surfer. Jade the Cat's asking, who are you drawing? I'm sure by now they probably heard you say enough about like this is Iceman to know it's Iceman. Armalite said, oh, that's another character.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But they look similar, in the approach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Could you imagine trying to draw that comic?
No,
Like,
bro.
with
Silver
Iceman,
Surfer versus
Silver Surfer
Iceman.
team up, or just a team up. Oh boy.
I couldn't. I do feel like because I've gone through this process a few times now, I have gotten pretty good at drawing like the ice effect, in my opinion. In my
No,
opinion.
it's definitely improved quite a bit. I was literally talking to you about that earlier, saying
That's what happens when you draw the same pose 4 times.
yeah. Well, I mean that's what practice will do for you.
Exactly.
Iceman also agrees, and then Hub says, "Yeah, the ice looks awesome. You're doing a damn thing.
Thank you.
You're doing the damn thing."
I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys what the other one looked like. Just promise not to leave, all right? So there's some good things about it, and then there's some opportunities. All right. So there's some good things, and then there's some opportunities. One, I couldn't get, no matter how I tried, I just couldn't get rid of the fire looking effect. I feel like a lot of other good stuff was there. I do like some of the effects I did with the markers and stuff, so I might try to implement that. But I do feel like I learned from what I did there and I improved.
Yeah, you had that whole Todoroki flash fire thing going on,
Yeah.
which is cool. Just, I mean, Iceman just haven't figured out how to use that power yet.
So if you guys are wondering, I'm using an O3 multi-liner, right? Yeah, it's Copic multi-liner.
Yep. Iceman said you got the belt right as always. Very important.
That was believe it or not, that was actually the easiest part.
Is his belt that big? That is.
Is it not big enough?
No, I think it's the right size, and I
Oh,
think Iceman also agrees with you because that was the whole thing. I mean, I remember. Lord, I am gonna blank out on who was drawing that, but I think it was a Walt Simonson maybe drawing it back then. Um, but you know, he loved drawing like big clunky stuff. Because I remember when he was drawing like on the Thor stuff, like Thor was going through like his armor change, and he loved that big clunky stuff. So it makes perfect sense when I look at the belt. I mean, yeah, I think it looks like it's the right size. Huff says, I don't know, never had Iceman comic. Well, I don't think he had this in the Iceman comic. He had this in the early editions of the X Factor comics when like the original class of the X-Men were like going out on their own away from the X-Men, and they had like all their similar costumes that were different colors, but they all had like the giant white X on the front of their outfit.
yeah. This is a variation of Iceman that Iceman likes. So yeah, we're basically combining two different versions.
Well, he's got good taste, so.
Yeah. And on top of that, that's why it was important for me to make sure that I got him what he wanted.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to say this in a way that I don't mean it to sound derogatory, so I hope it doesn't come off that way. But you know, when a customer is paying for something, I feel it's important that you give them what they want.
Exactly.
Not that we're just boiling the Iceman down to a customer, because obviously he's not. But you know what I'm saying?
Nah, Iceman is family now.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, I got some stuff in the bin if you guys want to take a look. I got a lot of things in there, and they're going to be getting updated soon. Except for that Doom card, that Doom sketch card, I'm going to be giving that to Huff. And Huff, because he came up with our little Graveling's name. So I like that.
Huff says, well, hell, I just gave the artist full control over the drawing, so it makes it easier on both parties.
Yeah.
And then Huff says, we are Gravelings. Absolutely.
Like Venom.
Not yet, you're not Iceman. Trust me. Let me get a little bit more sleepy, and I'll definitely be the problem. Miriam Coley says, by the way, that's so cool.
Thank you.
Over on the tubes.
Pun intended.
Do what?
Pun intended. Because,
No.
it's cool.
Well, I mean, it might be. It wasn't intentional on my side, but it might be on hers. Sometimes that's a hard part about like when you communicate through text. Sometimes it's difficult to, read intent. Sometimes I wish people would like italicize stuff in case it's this way. They're like, oh, that's supposed to be sarcastic.
I've been seeing a lot of videos where people like talking with their kids in text message, and when
Right.
they use like proper grammar, it gives off the wrong emotion. Like if you have a
Yeah,
period in your text, they feel
yeah.
like you're angry.
Somebody told me about that too. Like, you know, like it's yeah. Huff says if I try to explain what I want, the artist will get a headache and tell me, nope, I won't do it.
Sometimes it's needed though. I want to have as clear of an idea of what you want. But if you do give me creative control, then that's cool. You know what I mean? But I still feel like with the type of person I am, even though you've given me like creative control, I'm still gonna tap in with you to kind of see if we're on the same page. Because I don't want to go too far, and you don't like it.
Yeah, Miriam says with her comment about that's so cool, she didn't even realize that she had made the pun. So, Huff says, oh, sorry, I didn't use punctuation. I can speak English, but I can't spell for shit, lol. Welcome to the rodeo. Also, Iceman says, I already made a spot for this. We'll send you a picture once I get it. Huff says, send pictures for reference.
Yeah. Thank you, Iceman. Joe, I gotta show you the picture that Iceman sent of that other sketch that I did.
Okay.
Remember when I was doing some of those, my 5 minute headshots and stuff, my
Yes.
practice? Uh,
Yeah.
he had suggested, it was actually random. It was a random between me and Papa Smitty. And we did a collaboration together. I think it was late. That's why you weren't involved, or you were unavailable, or something like
Yeah,
that.
I go to bed early, so.
Yeah. So he did. I did a random sketch for him, and shot me a picture of what it looks like. It looks really good.
So K Thomas 21 just showed up, and thanks for joining. And Huff says, like I had Mike White Robot do a logo with his space dolphins and a radio tonight, so I just sent him the logo issue 34.
Nice. Stian, Mike. I'm sorry. Am I off screen? Um,
No, you're still fine.
okay, because what's happening is the phone. I don't want the phone in my face. So I move it over because this is in front of me, but that's obviously like partially off camera. So I got it over some.
Right. No, you're fine.
So what was I saying?
You were saying you were talking about giving me a raise, so.
I promise you I will. You the mod extraordinaire. All the other mods are gonna want to be like you now. You know
Yeah,
that,
I'm
though,
sure.
right?
Huff says turn your phone more sideways then if you can. Wayne Collectibles just popped by. Thank you for showing up. Huff says you want to raise, go stand on a box and I can't do that. I can't do that. My room. I'll put my head in the ceiling fan.
Yeah, so I would turn my phone to the side, but I'm also trying to be considerate for you guys. I want this to be a good viewing experience for you guys, you know?
Yep. I don't have a problem with it, but I mean, I guess technically you're not really showing us to me.
Exactly. Also, for the viewers on YouTube, I owe you guys a little bit of an apology because I haven't been on there that often, and it is something that I'm going to be fixing for you guys. I'm gonna be coming back. I'm gonna be coming back to YouTube so you guys can see the things that me and Joe are doing. Me and Joe, the mod extraordinaire. How's that feel, Joe? being the mod
Feels
extraordinaire.
fantastic.
Huh?
Feels fantastic.
Feels fantastic.
Huff says, boss, you should say that line when we asked for a raise. Yeah. Huff says, used to not you.
Used to, not you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, if you want to raise and get on a box. So, yeah, your boss used to say that. I get to know.
Yeah.
Give me just a second, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. Somebody's showing up at my front door.
Uh-oh, you got company?
No, actually, it was my daughter's boyfriend. She still has mail sent over here, and she's like, literally called me, and I'm like, well, I can't answer this while I'm on here. And so I texted her, and she's like, hey, he's on we were come get that mail. So I had to like yell down and said, hey, you're about to get company. And they're like, I'm in my pajamas. I'm like, I don't think they care. Okay. Huff says, let's see, he was trying to correct his words. Yep, I saw that, but sometimes I'm kind of slow. Iceman says, if you are going to keep your versions you worked on, just go ahead and send them to him. If you're going to keep them, then no worries. Just he doesn't want you to throw them in the trash. Huff says, bro, I'm the same way. I want all the work. Don't let it go to waste.
Yeah, no, I have all my sketches and stuff like that. I'll send everything to you as long as you don't blast me on the interwebs. Tell me, oh my
That's
god,
right.
look
Show
at
all the
this guy.
mistakes. You gotta
Right.
check out this. TT Rev just popped by.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. So after yesterday and really working through that situation, like I said, it's one of those like bittersweet things, right? However, it made me excited that, man, just imagine how much of a beast I'm going to be when I hit that training arc. Cue the training arc, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about to be all the way lit. I got a bunch of sketch covers. I've done 2 sketch covers already, right?
Yeah.
And I have like at this point I have like 25 or 30 more, and some of them are really good in my opinion. Like, I'm excited to work on them. Some of them are going to be headshots because I haven't gotten to Todd Beats level to where I can
Just do the fist.
huh?
Nothing. Huff says your collaboration with Custom Cuts turned out amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank
No,
you.
I was making a comment about like Todd Beats does like those like the hero fist. So
Yeah, yeah, no, no.
so
But
that's what I was making a comment about. So when you were saying like you're just gonna do headshots because you're not like Todd Beats level yet, and that's what I said. Oh, so you're not just gonna do the fist.
no, but Todd Beats also does like full freaking covers,
Oh,
bro. Like, they're like
I've seen some of this stuff, and yeah, some of this
full
stuff is like
figures. Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. I'll be like, bro, who are you?
Iceman says he'll be right back.
No, don't leave.
Oh.
He's gone. He's gone. But as I was saying, for the viewers on YouTube, I am going to be streaming more on YouTube. So thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for not unsubscribing because it's going to be kicking up in just a little bit. So stay tuned.
Let's see. Hush says, baby, come. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong. That come back damn phone.
He's probably going over to Geoffrey because Geoffrey was streaming. I was watching that. Me and Joe was watching that. Like, dang, Joe.
Is it RR Eza or is it Rezda? But he's here.
Double R.
Double R, yep. It's second, so it's a Reza. Okay. A long R and a long A.
I'm glad that you're here. I like this. It looks a lot better.
Yeah. Reza says the Iceman is looking great.
Thank you.
I'm glad you decided to finally go with the that energy signature. You know, like I think we were talking about, like the Los Portatio kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, when some people do things right, once you see like, oh, that sounds supposed to be done right, you just kind of everybody will flock to it if they're smart.
All right. Oh.
So I heard that Geoffrey was saying something about like how his moderator hasn't shown up yet. Is he gonna have like a live moderator too, like how we're doing this, or
No, I don't think so. I think he was just saying that. But as I was telling you, I was visiting in what's his name, Joey's stream, and he thought it was a good idea as well.
Should have copyrighted it.
Nah, you know, some people, and I get this. Some people want that kind of stuff. Me, I'm just like, I know, you know, we all know. I don't care. It makes sense. It just makes sense.
Yeah, but sometimes you can invent something and nobody will know you did it, and even if they did know you did it, you still wouldn't get a dime for it.
Exactly. I don't care.
For example, my oldest son's first wife, her grandfather was the guy who invented in a vending machine that the idea, and he used that circle piece of metal that, like, you know, like when you put your money in, it turns around and it brings like the potato chips or the candy bar to the front and drops it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the company he worked for is the one who got all the money for that now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Yep. Papa Smitty is in the house.
Pop, what's going on, brother? We back for take 2 on. Am I off? We're back for take 2 on this Iceman, and I did way better this time. What's up? Pop Smitty, man, it was cool streaming with you the other day. I'm not gonna lie. It's a different feeling when it's not Joe. But you got good vibes, bro.
Papa Smitty. Yeah, I'm sorry. But Reza was asking. He says, Pop Smitty says likewise. Reza says, do you still have the previous versions? Yeah, he still got them, and I think they're going to go to Iceman as well. Like once this one's finished, he's going to get them all.
Yeah. For Huff, message for Huff. I'm not sure how to do um like Gibby, so I can put the. I'm trying to think of a way to do it. Like, do I put the Doom for like $1 so I can get the shipper label to you? I mean, so I can get the shipper or what? Like, I'm still learning whatnot, so I don't know all the ins and outs of how to do that kind of stuff. If anybody in the chat knows, then maybe you guys can educate me.
I don't. I can tell you the one thing that I figured out, like listening to you guys the last couple of days, and then looking at my phone at the same time I'm looking at my computer, is the way that the phone is set up is way different than the computer, because there's things you can do on the phone that you cannot do on the computer.
Yeah, I think it's a phone app. You know what I mean?
No, it definitely is, but when I'm trying to talk to you, I can't do everything on my phone.
Yeah.
Pub says, I don't know. I can get my damn Venom card to load on here.
Your Venmo? Is that what he said?
No, Venom card.
Venom.
He says he can't get his card to load on here, so. Oh, it is Venmo, and then for some reason, Venmo is actually a muted word.
Interesting.
Reza's saying, try PayPal.
Or, I mean, if anybody knows what's the best way, because I want to gift him this. Or, yeah, because, I mean, the easiest way on here is to, like, get your shipping label and stuff from a purchase. I could put it for really cheap. Or,
I've had a muted message that says he has a broke BP, but he meant PayPal.
He's broke on PayPal.
So you have to get something for Whatnot to allow you to send something to somebody, even if it's a giveaway.
No, but if you know how to do the giveaway, the thing is you're gonna get a shipping label. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want the shipping label so I can send it to him. Outside of that, I mean, I would just have to ship it to him from the. He could just shoot me his address and a message.
So I haven't done this obviously yet. So if say for example somebody buys something off of you, then Whatnot immediately sends you the information so that they can print you a shipping label, or how does that work?
Correct. So when you make a purchase or when you sell something on Whatnot, you can go to your seller hub, and it'll show the transaction, and from there you'll be able to view the shipping label, so you can ship the product out to the customer.
So I got to print stuff out?
Yes, you do.
So I better buy a printer.
You don't have a printer?
I do not have a printer. My wife got that in a divorce.
What type of lawyer do you have? Because
what?
I said you're a divorce lawyer. What type of lawyer do you have? She got everything.
Oh man, it was all, what do you want to call it? It was all like we separated on our own. We didn't have a lawyer.
Yeah, that's smart.
Go through Pirate Ship. It's so cheap for labels. That's what Huff says.
What happened?
Huff says, go through Pirate Ship. It's so cheap for labels. Honestly, I would honestly probably just go to my employer and just pull Whatnot on that and just print everything else from there.
Yeah, you can, whatever. It works for me because I have my printer there. I just right afterwards I just print out the label, and then my what's it called it? My post office is literally right by my kids' school. So in the morning after I drop my kids off at school, I stop by. They open at 8:30. I could do it first thing in the morning.
Nice. Thank you very much for that information, Huff. That fire ship thing he says was for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to buy a printer, but I want to get like a really decent printer.
Yeah.
Not just some cheapo like go to Walmart and pick one up printer.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing some research on one, and I saw this one artist who I know I talked to you about once before, Jorge Molina, and he was going through his office, and he had this. Man, I think it was a Canon. It was a 1000 series or something like that.
Yeah.
It was this huge thing, and it prints like 17 by like whatever. And I started looking up online. I'm like, man, this thing will print like 17 by 24. It'll print like Bristol board. It'll print like super high quality stuff. And it has like 12 ink cartridges in it. And I'm like, okay, it's like $1,500 just by itself. And then if you want to buy like extra ink, you can get like the extra ink in like packages, like of 12, because it has the 12 cartridges off of Amazon. They're $500 a piece. So I'm like, you know what? I might have to wait on that a while.
Yeah.
Huff says, yeah, my mom uses it for her crocheting and quilting stuff for that pirate ship, for printing out her labels and stuff. Okay. Yeah, that printer is quite an investment. It's really, really nice, but it does like insane quality. But yeah, there's no scanner attached to it. It's just a printer.
With I use the Canon Pixma Pro, and that's what I use to print out my digital prints and all of that stuff. The quality is really good. I was using it for stickers and stuff. I sent out some stickers to the first few people that like purchased from me on here, as little thank yous and stuff. But it started messing up the printer, like it started causing jams. So I got to find another way. All right.
I'm saying something, and I'm going to try and interpret what he said. He says, I wish I still had a printer. It would print only pretty nicely, LOL.
It would print pretty nice.
I don't know. Oh, print money. Okay.
Print money. Here you go.
Yeah, it's yeah. See, okay. So, because I remember I talked to you about your printer. The only thing that turned me off about the printer that you have is it maxes out at 17 by 11 and like
13 by 19.
It's what?
13 by 19.
13 by 19. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then I talked to Staples and Office Max. They max out at 17 by 11. That's the largest that they print on. And I'm like, man, I'm like drawing like some of my stuff's on like way bigger than that. So I'm like,
it's almost like you're compensating for something. Because what are you printing that big for?
Right now, we were trying to stay nice to each other, and look where you go.
You're right, Joe. I'm sorry.
14 by 17 is like what I typically draw on. So I'm like, okay, so if I wanted to like do that, so I started looking at it, and that's how I found this printer. Like this Jorge Molina guy was doing. I was like, man, this thing is great. Huff says I need a printer that's 16 by 24. Yeah, I have a plotter, but I don't want to use that one. So then the plotter will do like I think it's 48 inches across, and then it's it's got like a paper feed in it, so it'll go as long as you want it to go. But I don't have any ink for it. I don't really want to dick with it, so because it's kind of a pain in the butt. The place I was going to work for, they bought a brand new plotter. They were going to throw their old one out. And I'm like, if you guys don't want it, I'll take it. And they're like, yeah, sure. Kid you not? Took it upstairs, put it in my house. The thing is so heavy. Literally got it up the stairs, and I was like, man, I don't feel so good carrying it up the stairs by myself. I gave myself a heart attack.
Damn.
But it was okay. It was a minor one. It was just a minor one. But,
hell no. Ain't nothing okay about that, Joe.
Reza says, I have a cheap HP printer that only prints in black and white. Not qualified to be part of this conversation. Hey, dude, I think you are. I don't have a printer at all. So Well, I have the plotter, but it doesn't have any ink, so it doesn't really write.
Iceman, I'm putting a little bit of this color on there. I thought it looks good, so
Since he has a sewing machine.
he has a what?
Sewing machine. So he doesn't have a printer, he has a sewing machine.
Interesting. Have you used it for anything yet?
Would do what?
I asked him, has he used it for anything yet?
You'd think if he had a sewing machine, his mom would teach him how to do the crocheting and the quilting. He said, oh yeah, it hooks up to the computer.
Nice.
Who doesn't want to see his sewing skills? I wish I had sewing skills. Says it's about 20 years old, but it's a good sewing machine. And then Reza says he wishes he just had some skills.
You have skills, trust me. Now, they vary, you know what I mean? My skills in comparison to Gaffrey's, we don't, you know?
Gaffrey's a beast. I mean, honestly, just watching, some of the stuff that he was doing, I was like...
When you talk like that, Joe, it hurts my feelings. Okay, you spend all your time, just relax.
Look, Gaffrey might need a moderator one day, so I'm just saying.
He'll never treat you as good as me. You remember where your real friends are, okay?
President says he's never going to replace Ice. Says, see, we had a sewing class in middle school, and it was an easy class, so I took that class. Dude, but that's a skill you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life. That's great. Yeah, trust me. I used to do back in the old Shark days when I went to school. We had home economics, so we got to do a little bit of sewing, which I don't remember because it was a very short part of that class. But they taught us how to cook and how to do some other stuff, all of which I didn't pay any attention to because I was like, I don't need to know this stuff because I'm going to be drawing. So. Bryce and John just showed up.
Thank you.
Very much for showing.
Thank you for being here.
Was it that they didn't have classes like that back in school? Yeah. Hub says that we had cooking classes also, but my mom worked in a restaurant, so I grew up in that kind of environment also. That's dope.
Nice. If there was one thing that I wish I knew a little bit more, was cooking.
Yeah. I'm really good at burning stuff, so I'll tell you that. So, I mean, I can make food that you can survive off of. You're not going to appreciate it, but you still survive.
Look, Joe, I'm doing ice, man.
I know. I'm watching.
This is what happens when you draw the character like multiple times.
Huff says, I do all the cooking in my house. My lady is a vegetarian, so I get all the meats to myself. It's so great.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I don't mind the meats. I just find as I get older, I'm actually more but then again, I'm also allergic to beef still, but I think I kind of prefer like a lot of veggies a lot more now than I used to when I was younger, so.
I'm all about the beef. Anybody who wants smoke was good. No, I'm just... That
Well,
wasn't
Huff and
funny.
me are in the same house. It's going to be like a crapshoot as to who's going to be eating the meat. He says, did you bite the Line Star tick, Joe? Oh, the Lone Star tick. No. No, I was just born with it where like beef does not cooperate with me. It makes me super sick. It makes me like mega ill. The better the quality of the beef, the sicker I get, and the longer it lasts until it's out of my system. I can like go to like McDonald's and eat like one of their crap old kangaroo meat burgers, and I'll be all right. I'll just have like a fever, but I'll be all right. But like I said, if I eat like steak or something, I'm down. And when of course you put the Lone Star on there, I keep thinking about, there's only one person who dare give me the raspberry Lone Star. Anyway.
Joe.
You never watched Spaceballs, I'm guessing, so it's all right.
Joe.
Yes, sir.
Look at the ice, though.
I'm watching the ice. I'm watching you work your magic. Huff says, ice, ice, baby.
Yeah. On the dead homies. How you feel about this, Iceman?
So far, I like it a lot.
Iceman.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what. He might be taking a break.
Right? You can only take so much of you.
Well, I get it. I've had plenty of that in different relationships.
I need that card so I can make sure I use the right blues. B02, B12.
If I remember correctly, Iceman told me the other night that he didn't do the dishes. His wife, his lady would get super upset about it. So he might be having to take care of some business right now. Stick to your pogo showed up. Holy crap!
Yo, what's up, man?
Well, he was there. I don't know if he came back. I think he showed up in a ditch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there he is. He says, "What's up?"
What's up, man? Thank you for being here. You have to work tomorrow, huh?
I do.
Yeah. Good thing is we won't be on super long with this one. I just want to get.
Stick to your pogo says this is looking sick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to going to work, I'll be honest with you, but
You know, Joe, even though yesterday was a long stream, bro, I had a good time with you. You know
I
that?
really enjoy it. Honestly, I like being on this format. I mean, I like seeing all these different artists. I like talking to all these different people.
Uh-huh.
They all seem to be very enthusiastic about this. This everything that you're doing and everything that I'm watching, and it's just, yeah, I'm super glad you introduced me to this.
Hey, I'm not a gatekeeper.
Nope, you're the key master, right?
Mm-hmm. And you're the mod extraordinaire.
Iceman just came back finally. Once he got those dishes going for his lady, he's fine.
What's it looking like over there on YouTube?
There's 2 people watching. One of them could be me.
Yeah.
But nobody else has commented yet since
Okay.
Miriam last commented about, like, you know, that was cool, and she didn't realize that she made the you know, the pun. And then Hub has to take off because his phone is about to die, and his lady will not share the charger.
Interesting. Well, that's unfortunate, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, stick your pogo. I agree. That's rude.
It's a little bit. I'm sure she has her reasons, though, right?
I would assume so. Iceman still says it's still looking great.
I know. I'm about to stop now because it started off like this last time, and then, you know, we don't live in the past, but.
All right, Huff is taking off. He says later her phone is almost dead as well. So.
Okay.
Have a good one, Huff. Iceman says, at least it's just blue and white coloring.
It makes sense.
Upsy says, send you my address before I forgot, and it's talk to you later, Grave, and Joel, totally amazing.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
See you later. And I'll ship it out to you tomorrow. So look, Joe, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to create ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I see exactly what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you're basically putting depth and stuff in it, you know, with the color, because it makes sense. John's son wants to know if he can get a commission from you.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can message me, and I'll let you know when I'm going to start it because I have a few things that I need to get done. But I'll put you on the list. Okay. What were you thinking while you're here?
Thinking about Conan versus an Iceman.
Hey, I'm gonna have to respectfully and kindly decline because Iceman. No, actually, I might be a pro at Iceman now.
Yeah, and honestly, Conan might be able to put up a pretty decent fight. I mean, as a Sumerian, he's dealt with all kinds of cold weather, right?
Right.
And Johnson said, no, I have to get a Conan as a Red Lantern. That actually would be pretty dope.
I feel like you got one of my Conan sketches, right? Didn't you? I think it was you, where I was doing a sketch sheet and you threw out a suggestion for Conan. That was you, right? Or am I wrong?
I'd have to get. Oh wait, no, he hasn't responded yet. Sorry, I
Okay.
read the same thing all over again. Conan as a Red Lantern is actually kind of a really, really cool idea.
Conan as a Red Lantern. We're doing mashups, bro. I would have never thought of that. I love that.
I would never thought of either. I mean, yeah, but that's a really, really, really cool idea. Johnson says, John's son, sorry, I was going to call him John from now on, says, yeah, it has been percolating in his mind for a while, and no, we didn't get that one. Iceman says he always has great Conan ideas. I bet. I mean, he's kind of obsessed with Conan, so it makes sense that he's going to kind of like push the Conan into like other genres.
But okay, so were you just the one? You were just the one that suggested it. You didn't actually get it. Maybe that was Pop Smith, not or Pogo. Was it Stick to Your Pogo? Because I feel like maybe there was one on there, like there was a sketch on there that everyone wanted, like the Rhino. You remember that, Joe?
I remember it, but I don't know who got it. John says, yeah, yes, we do have 2 sheets from you, though.
Ooh, that's cool.
Snake Harris just popped in.
Snake, what's up, bro? How you doing?
He said he's winding down. Yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah, it's pretty late over there.
Yeah, he's about 9:30 is where he's at.
About 9:30.
So I got about half an hour before I gotta go to bed.
Yeah. We're almost done.
It's like my day off, and I still woke up early. So
yeah. So B12.
And he has to run soon too. Yeah. We're not going to be on here too long tonight. He just wants to finish these colors for this, and then just want to make sure he got this done for Iceman. He says it looks sick, dude.
Thank you, bro.
Honestly, listening to what Jeffrey was talking about, like on this thing, I really agree with like just watching other artists on this platform has been really, really, really amazing. Just because you're not being like penalized for listening to your music and all that stuff.
That was the first thing that I was telling you. I was like, bro, like when I saw that from Todd Beats, and I was like, bro, you can listen to like, and then the good thing is, so you still, if you stream to YouTube, you're still going to run into the same problem. However, the music that I've listened to, unlike the popular music, like what Godfrey is listening to, or Geoffrey,
right.
I haven't gotten any violation strikes. But because those are popular songs and stuff like that, I already know what lies ahead. Fortunately, the music that I've listened to, even though it throws the flags, they haven't been penalized.
Right.
So they allow it to be used on YouTube, which is why I've been sticking to the
to the playlist you got. Yep. John said that his message was sent to you. So
okay, perfect.
Yeah, there's just a lot about this format I really, really, really enjoy. It just seems like it's really conducive for the artist.
Yeah.
Iceman says, "Can I ask one favor before you go?" He says, "Can you make his belt a bit more gray so it pops against the body? Not too dark though."
Yeah, I can.
I was waiting for him to say something else.
I know.
Like,
You
hey, can
think?
you give him like his powers? Can you make it look more like fire? Iceman says you can see references I sent before though. So.
Yeah, no, I have them. I just want to make sure that I have the right gray. I wonder if I use.
The nice thing is you're probably going to get that picture with the firepower anyway, Iceman. So.
Yeah, his belt is gray, and I just need to get the right gray. Something that's not going to be funky.
Iceman says this is going to look so cool in his collection.
Thank you.
Iceman's muted message says, "Perfect, D." He's commenting on how perfect that D is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
We were trying to figure this out the other night, Iceman. Some people will, it'll be muted and other people won't. But I guess if you put DE, it's perfectly fine. But if you put a capital D, I think WhatsApp thinks that you're trying to like insinuate you're talking about his ding dong.
Yes, Lord.
Which is crazy because I saw earlier you were talking about shit somebody a message and I was like, wow.
So, is that okay? That work? That'll work.
He says yes. He says, Snake says, thanks for referring to your man branch.
Man branch.
By the way, didn't mute any of those words, so good for him. Now we know what to call it, so.
The man branch.
Loopholes, absolutely, Snake, absolutely. We gotta look for as many of those as we can find. Iceman says, all right, D, have a great night. Looking fantastic, and thanks again. Joe, thanks for being a great mod. You know what? I don't know if I'm a great mod, but I appreciate the compliment, and I'll try to keep getting better.
Yeah, you better.
I'm trying.
Because, I mean, if not, like, what else are you doing, bro?
Right now, nothing. So, honestly, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be asleep right now.
Thank you, Iceman. Honestly, bro. Thank you for your patience and your understanding and the opportunity. I'm gonna just throw a little bit more, just some depth on this, and then we're gonna call it done, because I don't want to mess it up.
Are you going to do any kind of background color to it as well?
Last time I did that, it just got messed up. So I feel like if I just have this color and it white is like snow,
Right.
maybe not. Huff, I mean not Huff, but Iceman. Is there anything that you wanted in the background? I'll do whatever it is that you want, but I like the simple look. But I'll give you what you want.
So, real question.
Hmm.
What did you think about those cards I sent you earlier?
I like them, bro. I don't know why you feel like what.
No, I didn't hate them. I've never drawn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before, so
Really?
wasn't sure. I swear.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they looked good. Ninja Turtles for me, bro, are funky. You know,
Yeah.
like no matter what, they're just
It's
weird.
that whole concept like you had like with the the Power Rangers, how their heads are bigger because they're wearing the helmets. And
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like the same thing with the turtles.
Exactly.
Because their heads are like a weird shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me, I get it. It took me a hot second to figure out what I was doing with that.
Yeah.
So
I thought it looked good though.
I had to use references. I'll be honest with you because I know there's so many different versions of turtles that I was like, which one do I like? So Bobby Resin 3D print just popped by.
Perfect. Thank you for being here.
I didn't know if I needed to do more on those or
no, simple, because they're little cards. So unless you want to go like super detailed like Snake, simple. Keep it simple, bro.
Bobby says, yeah, you do very good drawings. I like your shows.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here.
We appreciate, yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you showing up, Bobby. Yeah, see, I was talking to like my oldest because he loves the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So when I showed him those, he kind of like said, "Man, those look really, really good." But I was like, man, I was like, I'd never drawn like on stuff that small before, And I mean, it went quick after I got the hang of what I was doing.
Yeah.
But it was at the same time, it was like kind of like, man, it's kind of like what all can I cram in this little bitty space?
Yeah.
Without it making it look like crap. And that's
Yeah.
what I was really afraid. That's what I was really afraid of. So, see, Bob said, you'd like the Ninja Turtles that I have done a 3D printed.
Yeah. Shoot me a picture of it. I'll share with Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Share it with D, and I'll check it out.
Or you can send it straight to Joe. He's got it.
Yeah. See, Snake says the first few are tricky.
Yeah.
After a while, you learn how to work the card.
Yeah.
I mean, and these were literally my first ones trying them out, and I was just like, because I mean, I remember getting, obviously, the cards, Marvel and DC would put out like way back in the 80s and the 90s, when they were first popping out, and I was thinking about all the stuff that was like crammed on those, and the thing I had to remember was I'm like, well, they didn't start off being that small. They took like larger pictures and condensed them, shrunk them down, so that's why they look, like the way that they are. That's how they get all that extra detail in there. Whereas if I tried to put that kind of detail in there, like just starting off that tiny, it's gonna look like a big like ink mess.
Right. What I like about it is like Snake said, once you get the hang of it, you realize that you really don't have to draw as much. You're gonna do a lot of implying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I was seeing that too. Just so you know, Snake, the one that I started working with was the .03, and I never went above a .1. So, and Papa Smitty's back, and he says, "This is dope, bro."
Thank you.
He may have said it a little cooler than I did, though.
You know, we accept you as you are, Joe.
I know. That's why I'm here.
So I think in the background, I'm gonna just blue pencil and just, you know, like.
Oh, Jeffrey is rating with a party of 7.
Jeffrey.
Cervantes, Gooby Guts, Gary Camp, Comic Brainiac for Life, Guster Chiggins, Gary Camp. I mean, there's tons of people popped in.
Jeffrey, thank you for the raid. We appreciate you, brother.
How's it going, Gooby Guts?
Yo, Goopy's here.
Yeah.
I actually just I visited her stream. I think it was yesterday morning, or might have been shortly after my long stream too.
And Jeffrey says, "How's it up, bud?"
It's going well,
Yeah.
brother.
Oh my God! I mean, Jeffrey, you missed it. He's been talking about you nonstop the whole night.
I was kind of crushing, you know. I was fanboying over here for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. And Joe, actually, you're a liar, Joe. You were the one doing all that talking. I had to put a pause on it, like, hey, yo, like,
I know.
you want to be his mod the way you talking?
I know. You were like, "Why are you talking so good about Jeffrey? What's wrong with what I'm doing?" And I'm like, "No, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. It's just I was just blown away what he was doing." So
At the end of the day, Joe just likes taking advantage of my insecurities.
no, at the end of the day, Joe loves art, and when it comes down to really excellent quality comic book art, that's where I'm a fan of it. I don't care who's doing it.
Joe needs to remember who his friends are.
Yes, and I'm looking at your stuff too, man. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. I give you compliments all the time. I just sparingly give them because I don't want to give you a big ego. Can we get this? I need to do a comic shirt. I just don't know who. Maybe
Scarlet Witch is a good one. She's always a good one.
Yeah, it's all chaotic and everything, so why not?
Yeah.
Like, realistically, you could do anything with the Scarlet Witch. It's just, because she's all about chaos, right?
Yeah.
See, right there, there's your Scarlet Witch shirt. You could literally have a picture of Scarlet Witch stepping in a pile of poo.
Wow.
While she's looking at whoever, like looking at the shirt kind of a thing, and it just says chaos happens. Iceman says, heard G rated you. Welcome to the Iceman Art. Oh, that's Iceman came back. So.
I'm just kind of putting a little atmosphere in there. So it's not so just white. Only the white on him really shows.
I do have questions for Jeffrey, but I guess one of these days I'll have to ask him at another time. So.
No, don't try to hold the information to yourself, Joe.
No. It's just like I was curious, like, I mean, Like he says, ask me now.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like
You
if
see?
you've ever, like I was trying to figure out how to correctly phrase my question, because I was going to say, hey, were you ever a professional artist? But then I was like, well, technically,
He's a professional artist now.
if you're making a living out of your art, but what I meant was, has he ever really done like art, professionally for like the big companies, like Image or Marvel or DC or anything like that? Has anything ever been published by them? Gary Camp says yes.
Indie only.
Gary indie only.
All right. See, this I feel like I can actually sign.
He says, I have not worked
With the big two.
but like Gary said, I have quite a few indie titles. That's pretty dope. You know what? And honestly, I think it's their loss. I mean, seriously, like when I was watching your streams earlier, I mean, I don't know how you can like not be impressed. So I think that they missed out on something.
Hey, Iceman, while you're in here, before you go, where would you want the signature at, bro? Like the bottom right here in this corner, on the back.
Let's see what he says. Jeffrey says, y'all are too kind from my heart. Thanks for these kind words. And Iceman says, sure.
Bottom right.
Jeffrey, it's like they're kind words, but they're all facts, man. They're real. That's like when I give like D his praise, honestly, off the air and stuff like that. He knows it's all real.
I never believe it.
You should, though. Iceman says it's your work. You don't want it hidden on the back.
This is true.
And then Jeffrey says it's awesomeness.
Thank you. That's not
Did you
gonna
get
work.
the dry one? That sounded like straight sandpaper.
It sure did, didn't it?
Gary Camp says, check out Geo book Darkstorm by Underworld director. Oh, I can't remember that guy's, the Underworld thing. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Geo, what's his name again? Kevin, ... Colton K joined. Welcome, Colton. Kevin Grievous. Kevin Grievous, he was also the guy who played the werewolf guy in the first one. And I can't remember. Yeah, yes. That guy's a huge comic book guy. He writes stuff. That guy's amazing. Yeah, he played the werewolf Raised, I think is what his name, Grievous.
Oh yeah. He was in Underworld, right?
Yeah, he played the werewolf Raised. He
Yeah.
was the bald black guy, man, and he was a big dope one. And
yeah.
But then when it came down at the end, he got killed right away, which is unfortunate. But he was, Underworld. I got that movie right over there on DVD. So, Geo is an undercover comic with comic book baller. He's so modest.
So we got this bagged and sealed, and I need to get a shipping label for you too. I think you might have gotten something from me already. I wonder if I can reprint that shipping label and send it out to you.
Gary Camp says he wants it.
Now, fortunately, this was a commission done for Mr. Iceman. Slide in my DMs and we can talk about any commission work that you might want.
Yeah, he says he's going to slide into your DMs here shortly, D.
Perfect. All right. So this is on a comic backing board.
That's crazy because that's exactly what like Dee's wife wants him to sell it for. So.
For real. For real, that's crazy.
I remember that conversation. I still remember that in the back.
And I gotta send this out to Smitty, Papa Smitty. So Iceman, message me. We're going to get off. Gary, message me. Gotta bounce. Have a good one. Thank you, bro. We're actually heading out now. So thank you guys for your time and your patience. Thank you, Iceman, for the support. We will. Yeah, we're gonna raid somebody for sure. Thank you guys. Thank
You
you.
guys have a good night.
We're gonna raid somebody right now. Okay, so just hold on 1 second. Look, we got Spangler. Oh no, we got custom cut real quick. Ah, it's hard choosing between the homies. All right, we're gonna do a raid.